So the Fed cut rates by a quarter percentage point this week, just before the start of the new year. So we're looking at 2025 to see what that's going to look like, what the Fed will do. So much depends on that number. Burns financial advisor Gerrod Galliano joins us now with what to expect for the new year. So thank you so much for joining us on this conversation today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, yeah. So money is always, whether you're talking the market, whether you're talking the rates. Tell us what happened in the last week and what you expect for the next year.
Sure. So the Fed was a bit of a Grinch on Wednesday for Christmas stock market hopes.
Right.
They did reduce rates as expected, a quarter point. But on the other side of their mouth, they also said, look, in 2025, we may reduce our strategy to continue to lower the rates. The market didn't like that at all.
Right.
So we saw a sell-off, and basically they're covering their basis, giving themselves more flexibility for 2025 going into the new year, changing their strategy a little bit.
And so we have heard through, since COVID, the cries of inflation, what it's done to our society. How do you think the Fed is going to tackle that issue with this new administration, Gerrod?
Yeah, good question. So what we're seeing is basically some good news is the economy is growing a little better than expected, but some bad news that inflation's sticking around a little longer than we want to, and everybody sees that when they go to the store and when they pay their homeowner's insurance at the end of the year and everything. Prices are still going up a little more than we want them to for a healthy economy.
Right.
Also, we have a new presidential administration with the Trump victory. So basically the Fed is saying there's a lot of things that could change. Let me maybe give myself some flexibility for 2025 in case we need to change the policy a little bit.
So this is extremely interesting because we saw the Elon effect with what happened in basically scrapping this agreement that Congress had in the 25th hour before everybody went home for the holidays. Do you think we're going to see an Elon effect when it comes to the Fed?
So look, anything that creates unpredictability, once again, they're buying themselves some time.
Okay.
We know with the Trump effect in terms of his strategies, he was president before, so we kind of know some of his economic policies. Tariffs, you can't predict what's going to be tariffed and who, but it's going to happen. So that plus the Trump tax cuts, they're going to expire in 2026 or the beginning of 2026. So there's probably going to be some tax changes, and locally we're going to see probably some energy sector deregulation.
That was my next question for you. Let's talk a little bit about that because our oil industry, we forget what a big deal we are just based on that oil industry. What do you think is going to happen in the new year for us?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be anytime you're making these long-term investments as a company and you see an outlook that's uncertain, which we've had in the past in terms of regulation, the ability to build with confidence and to expand with confidence, we may see a boost in that confidence, and hopefully that translates to our local residents.
Okay, we'll see. We have to wait for that trickle-down
effect
to happen, whichever way it goes. Gerrod, thank you so much for your time today.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me.